Okay, so we're back again. We are going to now look at the trailers and hype for Inglourious Basterds. Neither of us have actually seen this movie yet, by the way, and I'm not sure if I'm planning to. Seth, what did you think? What did you think of the trailer?
I'm glad you asked. I expect I'm probably going to hate that movie. I understand that several other internet reviewers have commented on the fact that the film is very different from the trailer, but the themes and actions depicted in the trailer should still carry on into the movie, and they were deeply unsettling to me. How did you find it?
Well, it was funny because just before seeing the trailer,
Yes.
I looked at some reviews by the Cinema Snob.
Yes.
And he was talking about the was it right exploitation, the the Nazi revenge flicks.
Yes.
And it appears that this Inglourious Basterds film is like many of other films by this director Tarantino. It's a take on the Nazi exploitation, I think, and so yeah, the themes. It's all pretty petty and stupid at this point. I'd say the Nazi thing has finally played itself out in my mind. But yeah, I see where he's coming from, where he's doing this, finding an enemy that you are probably less likely to have any qualms against, doing violence towards. That's the point of having these guys as the villains, I think.
Well, after viewing the trailer for Inglourious Basterds, I took it to be essentially a comment on the dehumanization of the enemy that will so often occur in wartime. Say, I suppose the Nazis in World War II were more or less, well, you could easily generate stereotypes for them, but often they would get over the top. For any enemy, say, the Japanese during the Second World War were branded as I don't mean to offend anyone listening, but they were called, slopeheads or brown Japs and so on. Middle Easterns are depicted in a derogatory light as South Park-like militants. I suppose it seemed to me as if Tarantino was essentially casting a satirical light on the dehumanization of the enemy by effectively dehumanizing his heroes. They are larger than life and ridiculous enough to convince us that, dehumanizing the enemy will often go over the top. But Tarantino went too far in this regard. I'll tell you about the line that really killed this movie for me. Brad Pitt's character, Aldo Rain, he remarks that, let's say, to a captured Nazi.
If you ever want to eat a sauerkraut sandwich again, take your wiener schnitzel in your finger and point out on this map what I want to know.
To which the Nazi answered,
I respectfully refuse.
After which Donnie bashed the guy's head in with a baseball bat. Now, that guy may have been a Nazi, but he had a right to refuse, and he did it respectfully.
So he was being the brave character there. In any other movie, that would have been the hero's line.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying there.
And it seems to be, this is probably the most vulgar thing I'm ever going to say on YouTube.
I said that a year ago. Anyway, go on.
Yeah, about the Superman thing. Here is my tagline for Inglourious Basterds. Okay. Inglourious Basterds. The Geneva Convention can suck it.
I hope that's not the most vulgar you're ever going to be. But
What? Oh.
But no, yeah, I get what you're saying. I guess you are at some level supposed to be offended.
Well, you can be offensive to make a point.
Yeah, and you can be offensive to be fun too.
Yeah.
That's
South
one thing
Park.
I'd say. But I don't know. From what I hear, the film isn't all that great. It kind of wanders, according to there's Bob over on the Escapist. They're hosting his videos. He had he basically said that it was a bit wandering for the most part. It had some good aspects, and Brad Pitt was enjoyable to watch the entire time.
I've heard. Well,
But,
from a technical standpoint, the film does look marvelous. And I suppose I'm interested enough in the movie to want Tarantino to prove me wrong.
I think in any movie you're going to watch, you do want the director to do so. But yeah, in this one, I guess the stakes are high because Tarantino has such a following, and some people are saying this is his misstep. For my own part, I should point out that I'm not a Tarantino fan.
Oh, neither am I. I haven't seen any of his movies, actually.
Not Kill Bill or Pulp Fiction?
No, none of those.
I keep meaning to see Pulp Fiction and the Grindhouse movies, but I never get to them. I guess I don't have a huge interest in them. But I did see it. I ended up seeing Kill Bill. Wasn't enthused with it. Now, if I can veer off for just a moment,
That's fine.
to talk about another director,
Uh-huh.
Terry Gilliam. Have you seen any of his stuff?
The name rings a bell, but I couldn't place him to any movies.
Time Bandits.
Yes.
He did.
Was he involved? Was he involved with the Monty Python crew?
Yes, he was. That was his other claim to fame, and he's this director of odd films. He's got a couple coming up, and two things about him.
Yeah.
I have seen almost every single one of his films.
Yeah.
And I hate every film I've ever seen by him.
Oh.
This is not because I subject myself to torture on purpose. I have accidentally watched this man's entire output, just about, because his premises are so great.
Oh.
That's the thing. He is the guy who taught me to look at who the director is before I see a movie. I will not be taken by surprise by Uwe Boll, Michael Bay, or Terry Gilliam.
I am never going to see another Michael Bay movie again. Transformers. Sorry? Transformers
Until we can release
2.
a trailer that isn't offensive. Anyway, go on.
Transformers 2 was bloody awful. Awful. I hated that movie.
People tried to defend that movie because it had action, but you know what? I can throw lights in your face. I can get a sparkler and a hammer and just swing things around. And I can do it without being a racist prick.
Yeah.
I can do it without all that. Give me the $7 and I'll do it. So, anything else to say then on Inglourious Basterds?
No, I don't think so. We could. No, I think that's all.
All right, then let's give this Inglourious send-off and say goodnight to the audience.
Thanks for watching, everyone. This has been Victor and QuantumJoker reviewing the trailer for Inglourious Basterds. See you later.
So long.